Well, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a trail camera review. Now this trail camera features dual camera lenses. It has two separate lenses, one dedicated for the daytime photos and videos and one for nighttime photos and videos. Theoretically, that should give you a lot better quality. This company is HAPIMP or HAPIMP. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I can only assume they spent all their money on research and development, and then when it came time for the marketing team to name this camera, they just simply didn't have any money left. I don't know, but this is advertised as a 32 megapixel trail camera, and it's capable of taking 4K video in the daytime at 30 frames per second. I'm going to do a quick unboxing, show you the features, and my initial thoughts after seeing this for the first time. But then more importantly, I'm going to be putting this out into the wild, collect sample photos and videos, both daytime and night, to show you so you can see exactly what kind of quality this camera is capable of. And then I'll bring you back and give you the pros and cons as I see it after using this trail camera for quite some time. Give you my opinions after actually using this camera. But first, let's get into the unboxing. So here is some of the information and some of the advantages that's listed. Has lots of different information here on the box, but let's get into the unboxing. Inside here we have our manual, several different languages included there, pretty thick manual. Have our actual camera. We'll check this out in just a bit. Have some accessories over here on the side. We have a tree strap that's included. We have a USB cable. There is also a wall mount that has a 1/4 screw on it. That gives you different mounting options for this trail camera. Let's take a closer look at the camera. On the side here, it actually has one large latch. I really like that design. Very easy to navigate. You can absolutely open that even with bulky gloves on. Has a very nice place there. Here are your two different lenses. Here's your PIR sensor, your IR bulbs here. Does have security options. You can use a cable here. Of course, your tree strap would go there. Has a 1/4 mount right here in the bottom. Also has an external power port. I'm not sure if that's 6 or 12 volt. It's not clearly marked there. Looking on the inside of this camera, does take 8 AA batteries. They would go on that side, just a bit of a plastic cover there. It does take a full-size SD card, and it actually is included. I just opened this up brand new. It came with a 32 gig full-size SD card. Has a 3-position switch here from off, testing, and then on. And then here are your navigation keys. Has a very large LCD screen here that should be able to view back your photos and do your menu settings that way. Again, this large latch would have a place here for a padlock, and it has a place for a cable in the back, so lots of security options. So as I said, I'm going to be placing batteries in here. It came with a 32 gig SD card. That's great. So I'm going to put in batteries, putting out into the field, and I'm going to be showing you sample photos and videos right now. Well, you just saw sample photos and videos that this trail camera took over the last month or maybe 2 months. It's now time for my final thoughts. For my final thoughts, I thought the quality of the photos and videos were very good. In fact, this camera, remember, has dual lenses. It has a separate lens for the daytime and then a different lens for the nighttime photos and videos. I thought it did an excellent job. One of the big selling points of having dual lenses is it virtually eliminates the potential for noise. The vast majority of trail cameras that only have one lens, at nighttime when the infrared lights go off, it has to flick down an infrared filter in front of the lens. That has the potential of creating noise, so anytime you're taking a nighttime photo or video, that filter has to physically flip down in front of the lens, or at least in most trail cameras. This trail camera eliminates that process by having those dual lenses. I think that's a good selling point and probably the reason that they have dual lenses. Now keep in mind this camera's advertised as 4K. That 4K is only on the daytime lens. The nighttime lens is capped at 1080p. So if that makes a difference for you, the 4K is only during the daytime. Continuing on with those dual lenses, I thought it did a good job at right at dawn and dusk. That can be problematic for some trail cameras, whether it should be on the infrared or on the daytime lens. This trail camera seemed to do good. I was a little curious how it would work out by having those dual lenses, if it would handle that transition, but in my examples and samples that I showed you, it seemed to do okay. Another positive thing about this trail camera is its detection range. Now I had the PIR sensor set on the medium for all of my testing, and it seemed to reach out there a long ways. So the PIR sensors do a great job. Along with that, a little bit of a negative, I did have some false triggers. So there is sensitivity adjustments that you can make. There's high, medium, and low. As I just mentioned, I tested on medium at all the times. So you could drop that down to low and possibly eliminate some of them false triggers. That may also shorten your distance maybe just a little bit. I did not test that out, but I was absolutely pleased with how far that detection range was with this trail camera. Another positive thing is just the camera's design. Of course, they have the security in mind. You have a place you can put a padlock, but it also has a place for a Python cable. It has this nice one latch. I really like that. It's easily opened with just one hand, and even if you have gloves on, you can open this latch with one hand without trouble. I really like that. The camera just looks cool. So if you're looking for a cool looking trail camera, some of them are, mediocre. Looking at this, dual lenses with the design, the nice camo, it's a cool looking trail camera if that is important to you. Transitioning now over to the cons, there was only one real con that I had with this trail camera. It worked fine. It gave me no issues. I had no hiccups whatsoever. The nighttime illumination. Again, if you look at the samples I provided, the photos and videos, it definitely gives a halo effect or a spotlight effect. The very center of the picture and the center bottom is the brightest. As you move out towards the edges, on the both left and right, you lose some of that illumination. So I think they could have did a little bit better job at distributing the night IR across the whole picture frame or the whole field of view. So that would be my only con. It wasn't a deal breaker, and as you saw in the sample photos and videos, it still did very well at night. It wasn't a fail by any means. I just wish it had just a slightly better illumination. And again, that's a little bit of a nitpicking, but that was the only con that I came up with this trail camera. It worked well, it looks good, it has security in mind, it has a great detection range. The battery life, which I didn't touch on that, I'm on the original set of 8 batteries. I have a few hundred videos on this trail camera, and it's still showing 100% battery life. So the battery life worked well. Many different positives with this trail camera, and I think it's a great bang for your buck, and that dual lens eliminating any type of noise, that's a plus in my book. So those were my final thoughts. A lot of pros with this trail camera, and it worked very well for me. I'm going to be placing a link down in the description for this trail camera, and for a limited time they're going to be running a special on this. In fact, I think it's the largest sale that they've ever had on this particular trail camera, so be sure to check that description, and remember, it's just for a limited time. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear from you, and I'll try and get back to each and every one of you. I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.